All right, guys, how's it going? Well, it's happening, isn't it? It's happening. I mean, Alonso's going to lose his job soon. Arne going to lose his job soon. So the question is, would you take Xabi Alonso as the next Liverpool manager? That's it. Or would you say, no, he's had his fucking chance? Or would you say, no, we never approached him, it was always Slot? Or are you going to say, Slot's going to turn it round? What do you reckon? What do you reckon is going to happen? I think I made a video on here a couple of weeks ago, maybe not even that, saying in Spain, in Madrid, they're not losing the shit over Alonso. You know, like the tabloids and the Twitter twats will say, oh, there's an emergency meeting for this. You know, all these emergency meetings is the key claims that we keep hearing on social media these days, whether it's Slot or Alonso. But up until recently, I think the Spanish media, the Madrid-based media, has been, quite all right with Alonso. You know, say it's not good enough, but there's been a lot of factors contributing to results like injuries and things, of which they've got a lot. And, but at the end of the day, though, look at the team. It's still a very, good team here. They should be doing better, that is for sure. As Rafa Benitez would say, for sure. But Alonso, crisis. There is a crisis. Beaten 2-0 at home by Celta Vigo. Big game coming up against Manchester City. Lose that and he could get the bullet, which makes him available. And I think we're going to have a new manager at Liverpool. He's not a manager, he's an head coach. You know who I fucking mean, right? So, I think I don't see Arne turning it around. I don't. I've been consistent with my views. I didn't have much faith in him when we were top of the league because I thought that we were being very lucky and I saw things that were concerning. But I didn't want to be negative. Who comes out saying, I don't think it's going to work when you're top of the league, right? But the football I found was boring and not very entertaining. And for me, football is entertainment and I want entertaining. Sometimes you grind out a 1-0 win or something like that. That's what champions do. And I remember saying it a lot earlier this season. When people were saying Slot should be offered a new contract, after what he did last year, I was like, you for real? What are you talking about? What's he done? He's inherited a very good squad from Jurgen Klopp. He absolutely, in my opinion, did improve, certain things like Ravenberg, been a bit of a revelation under him, really. And done all right, but I weren't sure that it was time to reward him with a new contract. In fact, I said, I'm going to forget his first season in charge. I want to look at the season after and the season after that, hopefully, when he's got different players, because then it is his own identity. Now, I've mentioned this a few times recently, but just in case you haven't seen this, when Slot was appointed, a journalist back in his homeland said that, look, he's a good manager. He's got every right to be given an opportunity somewhere. Very surprised that Liverpool are giving him, an opportunity. And I think the suggestion there was a bit Slot can't believe his luck kind of thing. But still a good manager. It wasn't an article slagging him off. But the one bit that stood out in the article for me was the journalist said the only thing is Slot's got no experience of managing these massive players. Not necessarily players with ego like Mo Salah, but players of a high value, 100 million plus signing and they're not playing for you. How do you motivate that? How do you change that? How do you get the players to respond? And I kind of think that could have been a very, very good point by that journalist because it's a little bit different. It's if you maybe, managing a league in Europe that's not very high profile, not much pressure. The media in the UK is horrendous, just like it is in Spain. These are high-profile leagues with ruthless journalism at times, especially in Spain. But it's a little bit different, I think, when you star striker in a league overseas somewhere that's not really that big a league, no one really cares about unless you're from that country. Then I don't think that's as pressurising as your star player at Liverpool, Isak, for example, not performing. How do you deal with that? Because the media, the intensity, the pressure, everyone's looking at you saying, well, why are you not getting it out of him, So I've got to be honest with you, I don't think Slot's going to turn it round, guys. I don't. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't. And I think that the way things are going at Real Madrid, you might, see something there change soon. And I think we would be very naive and stupid to think that the people that run Liverpool Football Club that hire and fire are not watching this situation as well. I think that you have to, if you're not watching it, there's something seriously wrong with you. Now, I'm not saying that you give the job to Alonso. I'm not saying you give the job to Steven Gerrard, who, I discussed on here the other day the possibility of being an interim manager, say till the summer, an opportunity to, make the job yours, but not be committed in terms of contractual lengths and things like that. Many of you wouldn't do that. Many of you might not fancy Alonso. Oh, it's we'd need different players and this, that, and the other. I just don't know. What I think, my opinion, and it's only my opinion, is that right now, to be honest with you, I would take Alonso. I would take even Gerrard. I would take probably anybody right now because I just don't think this is going to work. And I know you're probably, going to say, take anybody, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not saying I do know what I'm talking about. I just don't think it's going to work. That's it. So right now, I'd fucking try something else. Try and try and try again, right? It's the same in life or whatever you do. You try something, if you fail at it, you pick yourself up, brush yourself down, you get on with it and try again. Try and try and try again. Doesn't mean that Slot's a terrible manager or head coach, whatever you want to call him. Sometimes things don't work out. But, like I keep saying when I watch Liverpool play at the moment, I'm not seeing a team. I'm seeing 11 individuals on the pitch. That means they're not responding to the manager. They're not responding to the manager. And some people then would say he's lost the dressing room. Very easy thing to throw around. But then when you've got a player coming out saying, I've been thrown under a bus, he's lost the dressing room. Whether you agree with Mo Salah or not, the way he did it, I do not agree with it. But that's creating division within a dressing room because there'll be some players that think, shouldn't have done that. And there'll be some thinking, fuck, he say what he wants. Fucking, you know what I mean? We'd all do it. You've got different opinions to me, right? Maybe. Some of us will agree, some of us will disagree. It's life. That's what makes life so interesting sometimes. Apart from when you start blowing each other up when you've got different opinions and that. But the point of the video really, if there is one, is things that they're heating up for Alonso. People might prefer to have someone like that than Gerrard because most people say Gerrard's not done it. Don't ruin his legacy or whatever. I don't know. I'm a bit more of a gambler. I'm a bit more of a Steven Gerrard will always be Steven Gerrard no matter what he does. So worth watching, I think. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. If you'd like to chime in on this conversation, please feel free to. Thumbs up the video if you're with me. If you enjoy my videos, please thumbs up the vids. If you don't, thumbs them down by all means. Please drop me a comment. I love to hear your thoughts. It gives me so much to do. I love hearing from you. There's love out under the video if you want to support the channel. And there's a link to Revolut and others in the video description if you would like to contribute to my beer kitty on Saturday, which feels a long way off at the moment. But if I don't start plugging it now, I'll just be, staying in on Saturday night. We don't want that, do we, guys? Alonso. Well, look at it like this before I finish, right? You can only appoint a manager that's available, right? Everyone's got a price and stuff like that, but some managers, they're loyal, right? So you can only take what's there. The point I'm saying here is it looks like Alonso is going to become available soon, unless, of course, he changes things, gets a bit of luck. Same with Slot. Maybe Slot won't get the bullet. But I think he might. Right. Oh, someone's Instagramming me. Not Instagramming me. What's it called? What's that? All right. I'll leave it with you. Boosh. All right. See you in a bit.